Hey, welcome everybody. It's been a minute since we've been with you all. And it's a pleasure to be back again. So, keep building your spiritual muscles. That is our topic for this week's live stream. And just to let you know that our beloved friend is rebuilding the kitchen downstairs and my studio. So we will hear a bit of noise, but we're going to carry on amidst the chaos. We're going to carry on. So if you hear any drilling or banging, just put it out of your mind and just carry on. So yeah, we are going live on Wednesday, which is not our normal time. But amidst the chaos, we're just carrying on and doing our best. So yeah, we hope that some of you managed to come and join us today live. We see one person's just popped on. Hello, welcome. And as ever, if you're fresh upon this video for the first time, please do give the video a like and give the video a share. And if you feel that you'd like to subscribe to our channel and support the teachings of Ascended Master Chung Fu, naturally every subscription helps the channel grow and therefore the videos go further. So we love all of your help in helping the channel grow, because as with everything, it's a co-creation and we're building this temple of light together. So Chung Fu dearly loves all of your support in this way. So sharing the videos with one person and commenting on them after they've gone live, giving the video a like, all of this helps. Yeah. So lots of love to you all, and we hope you have a wonderful session today with Chung Fu, with Isis, with Sally, and myself, with the Chung Fu family. And we are all indeed the Chung Fu family, growing together. Just want to also say a big shout out and a thank you to Derval, who really is doing a great helping hand with keeping the Facebook group going, the Chung Fu, Ascended Master Chung Fu Facebook going. So thank you so much for that. We're so grateful. There's a lot going on here. We're building many things. The house is getting a lot of love. So yeah, we've really been put through the mill the last few months. We've been living in a building site. So yeah, we're very happy to be back after a little 3-week kind of absence. So we're coming back to bring the love, and we look forward to journeying with you all. Blessings and love.
Surenam takaratashkoyanam taisisishunam Turenam takeshi tamei Tantimon tartage crescitiam Aturi ekais keten suman chandomei Itukara etesh kejas kejan Tam teroya takesh keja Hansume kor atekesh keja tartash Hom tam tomnei Asiaem noe oe oe Beautiful souls, I am here, always walking with you and all who understand and remember. Feel me in your heart. Feel me as the power of life rising within you. Feel me as your breath. Know me in all that you see of my nature. Know me in each other. Know me as the love. Understand, I am beyond form, the very light of creation. I am Isis, Isa, mother of creation. I have many names. I dwell within you. From me, you come. To me, you return. Feel yourself in this moment. In your time, in your place, feel yourself. Breathe in my light. Breathe in my love. For I am within you. I am one with you. I am the love that you are. I bless you, each and every one, now and forever, coming forward to hear my words. For in this time, it is blessing and gratitude. It is love and peace. It is harmony and the deep knowing of your sacred source that brings you the power to transcend, to rise up, to know the eternity, the limitless infinity of your being. That is love. Also, greetings, Jerome.
Greetings, Master.
Yeah. Welcome. Those who are here and those who come forward later. For me, it is all in one time. For I am present beyond time. I am Chung. It is such a delight to come forward. I call here into this temple of light all your guides and helpers, family, relations, and ancestors. I call in all the angelic beings and all the deities, all the ascended beings and the great council of the light. We open our hearts to the presence of all beloveds who come to join us on the inner plane. And we give thanks for this life. We give thanks for this opportunity for each one to incarnate here upon the earth, to learn, to understand, to evolve, to grow. And each one is in your special place where you are right now. And you come to earth to learn, to love more, to learn to hold more light within your being, to learn to bring forward and communicate the truths that you have discovered and that bring elevation and the highest good to those you meet and those you know. And so this day, beloved, I would like to talk to you again about your strength, about your resilience, about the permanence of the place of power within you that does not get knocked around either by the views or opinions or others or other realities that in fact are not your realities, that you learn to have boundaries and understand how to occupy fully the space that is yours, and to understand this vibration that you create. This is a whole world of your own. It does not have to be affected by any other world. Of course, I say that in a relative sense because for many of you, you have already been affected, and you are in that sense trying to come back to the center of your being, having been perhaps very disturbed or decentered, or in another way attacked or interfered with, oppressed, hurt, abandoned. It's right, so many feelings come up. The human heart is the most extraordinary instrument. It plays every tune from the most desperate and disastrous all the way to the most ecstatic and joyous. You are that instrument, we could say, that the divine beings play upon. And if you know how to invite them, how to really make them part of your being, when you understand that they are the light and you are the light, that you can merge together and bring more strength into yourself as you invite them in. And then you will realize the power of this work, the work of connecting to your soul and connecting to all the beings who are walking with you on the inside in the world of light. So this is what I teach, beloved, to all those who come forward to learn from me, is that you are on the earth to create goodness, to be a co-creator with the divine beings, to play the game of creation with Goddess God, to lift yourself up to that highest level of your ability to be the co-creators with the divine beings. That is what they desire. That is what you desire. The one into which all returns and from which all emanates has put this desire within you, the desire to grow, the desire to improve yourself, to love more, to bring more goodness into the world, to bring peace, harmony, love, truth, deep understanding. If you look inside yourself, you will find those motivations. You who come here, who listen to an ascended master, who want to know what it is like in the other realms, especially at times when it is really difficult, problematical, weighty, and oppressive in the third dimension, in the physical plane where you dwell. So you know how someone with a desire, for example, to be an athlete, they train every day. Nothing puts them off because, of course, they love the activity of training, never mind the goal, or perhaps winning a race or a competition, or just proving to themselves their level of potential and power. Because empowering the being, yes, we can talk about learning to love. That is the ultimate spiritual aim. being able to experience your oneness with the creatrix, the creator, love itself. But along the way, there are small achievements. There are all kinds of, we could say, tests, or they are experiences by which you can kind of measure your personal and spiritual power, you could say, or your level of achievement, or where you have grown to. And oftentimes that comes, in a sense, as what might seem like a negative experience. You might find yourself, for example, having a difficult time in your relationship where somebody projects upon you something that feels to you like an untruth. It feels unjust. It feels unfair. And you are put into a place of remembering something much earlier in your life where it was not only unjust and unfair, but it really harmed you. It set you back. It oppressed you. It curtailed your evolution, your growth, your achievement. So always when something happens, or seems to be happening quite randomly, always remember there is nothing random that happens to you. You might say, well, all this trouble is because of all them out there. But you will discover that there are some people who didn't have any trouble at all, but they were perhaps next door or across the street, and somehow they missed the trouble, or they just didn't resonate with the trouble. And that is the truth. So when we talk about lifting yourself up, about creating more muscle, like with an athlete who does press-ups and relentlessly does them until they grow a bank of muscles that can do that with the greatest of ease. At first, the spiritual work of self-upliftment, of self-love and self-compassion is very taxing and almost, for some, inaccessible. I don't know what you mean. I don't know how to love myself. I don't know how to have compassion for all the pain and difficulties that I experience in my life. Because it takes a while to understand how to get inside yourself, how to actually see yourself even. Oftentimes you believe you're seeing yourself, you're having a relationship, and you'll feel the other person is a particular way, and you don't realize, no, that's you projecting onto them something that you need to see about yourself. Of course, it is not always the case, but it is very often the case. And the more that you decide to take responsibility, to lift yourself up, to develop this spiritual muscle, the less you are inclined, in fact, to ever give away your power and say it's about anyone else. Because the truth is, as soon as you say, well, it's because of the war, or it's because of that, or it's because of my boss, or it's because my friend let me down, or my partner is being, in some way unacceptable to me. It's to realize always, literally always, there is a lot of work that you can do to ameliorate that situation. That if you take your half out of the equation and you work on yourself, you lift yourself up, you come back to your center, you draw back your power and energy, you stop projecting, you listen inside, especially to any wounded aspects that you know of, or to your inner child that you know might be struggling in this moment. As soon as you do that, you gain a completely different perspective on everything. So what are these spiritual muscles? What does it really mean? Well, you know yourself, if you take the example of an athlete, they spend time, they go to the gym or they go for a run, they spend time. I want to say that to you, time. You are in a time-space reality. Everything you do takes time. You can choose to spend an hour watching television, or you can choose to spend an hour watching the screen of your own mind, your own heart, and the instincts that come up from your body. Because you are an instrument. You have the capability, as we said, to play an tune. What is your tune? What's playing right now? What are you feeling in this moment? Just take half a minute even and feel what statement comes up within you. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you satisfied? Are you at peace? Are you in harmony? Just feel. It doesn't have to be very, very accurate or detailed, just the general feeling. I'm delighted if you're happy. I'm delighted if you feel completely at peace. And also, I'm delighted if you're able to say, no, I'm not happy. There are things that I really don't like that are happening in my life. I'm just as happy if you say that. Because all that's necessary is that you come into contact, into connection with your soul. And all your sensations, your feelings, your emotions, and the subconscious thoughts that come from inside without you really, in a sense, inviting them to, they are all the voices from your soul. Your soul is inside, you could say, or it's all around. It is a colorful and yet in a certain way formless energy. It is your identity. It's who you are. And there's so much you know when I say, for example, the deep understanding that comes from beyond the mind. It comes from your soul. It comes beyond words. It often comes directly into your body, a sensation or feeling. You just know, I'm not going down that road. I just know there's something there that I don't want to see, or I don't need to see, or I don't want to experience. I'm going to go down this road. This feels full of light. This feels inviting, delicious, happy, positive. And you learn to understand your instrument that is constantly informing you. It's constantly communicating with you, that instrument that is your soul's presence in your body. Well, we could say that's more like the music. The instrument is your being, is your mind, your heart, your body, and especially your light body, your inner being. So how do you work on a light body? We know athletes do press-ups. We know they go running. We know they stretch, they bend, they do all kinds of, movements in the physical. Well, actually, it's just the same in regards to spiritual muscle. You have to learn to move your light body around. And how do you do that? Well, you see, it's not really that much different when you're going to do some physical exercises. You make a mental decision. I am going to go for a run, or I am going to go to the gym, or I am going to go and do some yoga. You first of all mentally decide that's what you're going to do. So let's refer that to the spiritual muscle. You decide that you're going to exercise your mind in relation to moving your light body. What does that mean? Moving your light body, expanding your light body, understanding that your light body is in fact independent of your physical body. You have examples of this. You can talk about people in a coma, people who've had a very serious accident, people who have experienced near-death experiences. They have gone completely away from their body. They can remember graphically what you could call meeting God, meeting angelic beings. They have conversations which they remember, which proves the mind is not just inside the body. The mind is in both realities. The mind is in fact eternal. It is from the mind that you download everything into your book of life. Your mind is not your brain. It's your spiritual mind. It belongs to you, and all the memories that you retain, and that is even if you have a mental illness in the life and you think you've forgotten. No, your spiritual mind remembers everything. That is why you have the Akashic records. They're there because it's all there, and it's not just whether you had this kind of mind or that kind of body or these kinds of powers. No, you are an eternal soul. Everything is recorded. And every time you come back to the spirit world, we go over things. We look at the stories. We look at the past. We understand. And that's where the compassion comes, when you realize just how much you have already experienced before you came here and decided. And especially those of you who are here now, and I mean here on earth, now as a big, within this 100 years. So feel within you. How would you like to improve yourself? What kind of muscle or strength or power would benefit you at this time? Always understanding that when you train as an athlete, your whole metabolism shifts. Everything goes faster. Your heart beats faster. Everything is raised. And so if we take again that image into the spiritual expression, as soon as you decide, I'm going to raise my vibration, I'm going to bring more color and power into my light body, I'm going to spin my chakras, I'm going to take charge of my spiritual being and exercise him or her. As soon as you say that, it happens. It's instant. What happens is that your actual brain starts to listen, starts to open, because that command is very much into the brain. And the brain, which contains the pineal and the pituitary glands, sends energies through those glands that emit hormones. They go down through all of the endocrine system, which have parallel gateways or chakras that open into the light body. So all of your endocrine system needs that input, that charge from your light body. And the chakras are those gateways that as you connect with them, you learn to open them and close them. You learn what that sensation feels like. At first, it is really quite abstract and difficult. But after a while, your body just takes over and you just find yourself breathing, and completely naturally, it's as though your chakras, they just open up. They do it themselves. Like children, first of all, you teach them the fork and the knife and the spoon and the plate, and the food goes everywhere. And after a while, they actually quite like picking up the food and putting it back in the plate. And eventually they become, very adept at handling the food in that way. And so it's realizing it is a learning process. However, once you realize that this power, as you develop it, this muscle power of being able to direct through your thought, your whole light body to expand, your chakras to open, that through that medium of your thought, your spirit thought that's coming from your higher self, that you have said, yes, I want to develop, I want to grow these spiritual muscles, I want to become a more loving, connected spiritually being. As soon as you say that, it started. And every time you affirm it, that already is a muscle. Your mind is also developing your brain to have a kind of an awareness. So it puts that intention in, that purpose. You say, I'm going to grow, I'm going to spiritually develop, and I'm going to practice every day. I'll do whatever it takes to become strong in that way. And what's happened already is you have, as it were, programmed your mind. Your brain, I'm sorry. You're programmed with your mind, your brain. And that's why I'm kind of separating out the mind and the brain, because your brain does have, in that sense, an ability to download that command and execute it, just like your arm does. I will now raise my arm. That is just a thought. I had a thought, and then I caused my arm to move from that thought. As you learn to connect in with your emotional body, your astral body, your light body, in that way, you start to be able to see inside. You begin to realize, all right, there are a few things here that I want to reorganize, that I want to heal, that I want to reclaim. There are some pain inside me that, you could imagine it a bit like, a bit of a stain on the wall that you're going to have to scrub it, or some little pile of something on the floor. You're going to have to actually lean down and take charge of it and move it from there to the waste bin. Or this kind of image can help you, you see, because you are the living spirit within that has no form. as such is pure light, but is coming in, is literally each time you have an incarnation is coming in with more and more of you. You who are a multidimensional being. Why would you need muscle if you could just do it all the way you are now? Well, for a start, you can't do it all. You find yourself lacking in certain powers in your life. You want to augment your powers. And then if you augment your vision or your desire, you desiring to be more powerful, more effective, bigger healing power, more love that you can give and experience. And so for that purpose, the receptor, your body of light, your heart of light, your inner comprehension, which is in your mind of light, they need to be able to come in and align. When you hear about people saying my chakras aren't aligned, that means that power of your transcendence, your multidimensional self, part of you that we could say reaches all the way to God, Goddess, that part of you, it needs to come in. It's very big. And so the exercises of doing chakra practice, of doing meditation, of really becoming aware and creating more space inside, it's exactly for that purpose. And oftentimes when you ask for the presence to come from the divine, what happens is that you go beyond the mind. You're not really thinking, you are experiencing a huge and sometimes very overwhelming presence of light in you. And it is for that purpose that we speak of stretching your light body, visualizing yourself to be very big, to occupy the whole space that you are in with your light body. That's exactly the same. You see it as your body, whatever you're dressed in today, whatever colors you are, you just see those colors that you have chosen today to wear, and you just feel the whole of your being becoming light and becoming, for now, that color. You're going to be changing that color, because as you become aware of, all right, well, when I open right up, I can see things that are going on inside my subconscious mind and my emotional body, my feeling body. And that is when then we have to use certain understanding in order to heal the places of interference, the places of all kinds of negativities where they might sit within you. When you open up, it only seems to augment them. And so you find the ways of meeting those negativities. Because you see, we talk about spiritual muscle, and perhaps people think of it just to lift you up, but that is not the case. You need to also go down into those places, and you need muscle to do that. And muscle here is really, it's the ability to direct your light body to where you want it to go. It would be really strange, wouldn't it? Well, it does happen in some cases where the body just gets up and walks off and there's no one at home inside. And you have to go, people who have a certain level of dementia, literally, the brain is not functional in that way that it is with you. And so the body takes over, and the emotional body as well, and the subconscious mind. All that, in that sense, is operating without your conscious spiritual say-so, without you actually needing to arrive. And so more and more, what happens with people who have severe mental damage or dementia is that there's a deterioration also in the physical, emotional, and mental bodies, because they can't any longer link their high spirit light to their body, and gradually the body is starved of light. And that is when you see, unfortunately, the deterioration of that physical beloved that often many of you have seen. If you do this work, you basically won't ever get dementia, because dementia is a type of, it is where the brain has not been nourished by the pineal gland, the pituitary gland opening up and letting all that presence, power, light, love, color in. This is the nourishment for your physical being. All your organs, you've probably been to healers and they say, well, there's an imbalance in this center. And you can immediately correlate, well, yes, I've had a pain there and I've had a pain there, and it's all a bit sluggish. And then, hey, presto, the healer is basically helping your chakras, which feel that benign presence, and the chakras start to relax and let your own light in, plus, of course, some of the healer's light. And what that does is put back into the body the blueprint of the perfect body, the body that is healthy and well. And for a time, you will feel wonderful. So long as you know how to keep yourself in that open state, you can feel wonderful forever. But what normally happens is you revert back to certain habitual states, habitual thoughts, habitual beliefs. And in that way, of course, your vibration, it reduces, the frequency lowers, and the law of attraction kicks in. Difficult experiences start to happen. And really, once you understand how to lift yourself up, how to visualize. So visualization does not always mean what it might appear to mean, as in, you don't have to be a clairvoyant to visualize. You do need to be able to feel the activity in the third eye. You do need to raise your attention to the third eye. But if you don't see anything, that doesn't mean you're not working. That doesn't mean it's not working. Because this is not about physical sight, as you know. This is about inner connection with your spiritual sight, which isn't the same. Your spiritual sight can be expressed through sensation, through feeling, and through, obviously, words. You can talk about it. But most of all, your spiritual sight is your soul being present. And it gives you all kinds of sensations, all the way to hearing, to seeing, to tasting, to smelling, to touching. Your spiritual sight is where all the senses come together and tell you the truth. For some, it's more hearing, it's more taste, it's more sight, it's more touch. But all those senses, when you're in a body, are very important for you to be able to see with clarity and with a definite knowing the truth. The deep truth about your being and about everything you are looking at. So right now, beloveds, let's do a little bit of work together. Imagine that, if you were a weightlifter in a gym and you start with a small weight, you start with something so easy that you can just go up and down like that. So take a breath. This is part of the spiritual training, if you like, becoming aware of your breath. And this is the easy part. This is where you can easily do it. It's no different than breathing in your normal life, but you're going to be conscious of it. Because this is the point. Paying attention, spending time. You're paying with that energy of your attention, and you're going to receive something because you paid attention. You could say that you're buying the result, which is awareness, which is personal power, which is the experience of expansion. And the other part is that it takes time. You're spending time to also get this result of feeling strong, of feeling well in your flow and aligned and able to manifest what you desire in your life. So breathing, relaxing your body, checking. All of this is part of getting stronger when you can bring your attention in. There might be a lot going on around you, but you are just focusing on your breath, which you have slowed right down to the count of 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold it, and out, 2, 3. Try to really focus only on the breath and a little bit my voice. If other little subjects come in, just feel as though you kind of bat them off, just to stay only with your breath. And your breath is getting bigger. Your breath is expanding. And when you breathe in, you're breathing from deep inside the earth, breathing up the energy into your root center, drawing it up. So you would pull it in. Feel it quite physically in your body. You are connecting your spirit and your light body to your physical body. And you're expanding that root center to be quite big, a big container into which comes the red earth life force, the chi. The earth is this vast battery of power. And as you work in this way, you will become a vast battery of power. I just feel how you are in fact inside the earth's light body. It's all around you. You're on the surface of the earth. Even if you're right up at the top of a high-rise block of flats, you're inside the earth's light body. You're connecting now to the earth's light body with your mind that dwells in your light body. Maybe you knew all that, maybe you didn't. But what matters is for you to know how to move your energy through your thought. So everything about you spiritually is created by you. And right now you are making changes. You have decided to get stronger. So you are pulling up energy, just like somebody who leans down to get the weights. And then as they lift them up, that's you. And then you let go of that weight and you put it down. But in the course of that, you feel the expansion that has happened as a result of the exertion of that muscle of intention. So your lifting of the weight is you bringing that energy into your root center. Breathing in. And you hold it like somebody who holds those weights for a moment. And then as you let your breath go, you put the weight down, but you also experience how that has stretched this whole area of your body, and you see that red orb is big and getting bigger with each breath. Every time you breathe in again from the earth, and in your mind's eye, you see this beautiful red orb of light all around you. And you breathe in that light into your organs again. Imagine them. So you're in the base chakra, so your sexual organs. You're drinking in the light to make your sexual organs feel really strong, and it makes them really strong. You seeing that red power going inside your sex organs, right inside. Drink it in, as though you're feeding, bringing food to your being on the inside. Your bladder. You think of these organs. It's good if you know what they look like, but mostly understand you are deeply connected with your body. And when you say bladder, your bladder goes, you mean me? I'm listening, I'm listening. This is for you, bladder. This is my love for you. I'm filling you up with this beautiful red life-giving power. Please receive it. In that moment of thinking of your bladder, and later down the line, I teach you to make sound. Why? Because sound grounds the energy. It vibrates and resonates the energy into your physical body from the light body. So if I want to bring power into my bowel, the bladder, the lower colon, all for the woman coming into the bottom part of the womb, into the vagina, for the men also into the sexual organs, realizing, yes, that's right, they need looking after, they need empowering, they need regenerating, they need bringing into the center of your being and aligning with your heart and your spirit. And then I bring the energy up again. And all of this takes a lot of focus and concentration. I make sure that the body is really relaxed. It takes some time. Bring your mind. Notice if it wanders off. Bring it back. So there's a part of you is also commanding your mind, which is commanding your brain, which is then setting up all of your chakra system. All of your endocrine glands are receiving commands from the pituitary, pineal glands. And you are the living spirit within, so you are the highest command. And you are commanding your being to come into alignment, to receive the light. The light is the power of your spirit. And just relax and realize this is easy. This is possibly what you do without realizing it. But the more you focus on it, the more powerful it is. Tune into the part of your body now that is around your hara, your sacral center, the next one up where your belly button is. Breathing into it. Enjoy it. You're alive. It's a wonderful life. Whatever is happening out there, just enjoy being fully present in your own body. And as you open this next center, it's, if you've done a lot of chakra practice, you'll find it'll just bounce open. And again, consciously you are bringing nourishment from the root center that is sending roots down to drink up the energy of the earth and bring that chi, that life force, to expand and augment the next center, the next chakra, which is orange. The color it needs is orange. Sometimes your chakras are not this color because they need this color. Sometimes you will find they are the color as well, and they just need more of that color. Because within the spirit world, sound, light, and color, they are aspects of the form becoming, that is becoming, coming into you, coming to form you in the physical. And believe it or not, you might think, well, I was born like that, and that's it. I was born like that, that's it. No, not at all. You're always changing. Your cells are always dying and being reborn. And equally, if you look back, you will notice you have had many different phases of your dreams, even of who you are and your purposes in this life. So breathe now and relax again. Always come back to checking your body is really, really relaxed. That is one big difference between these two modes of athletic exercise. That in the physical, you get quite tense, and involves a lot of sweat and all kinds of discharge that happen when your body goes into labor. But here, when you bring that light in, it's very, very relaxing. You get more and more relaxed, more and more open, and you feel more and more love and ease within your being. So feel that orange color pouring into your organs, your spleen, your pancreas, your kidneys, your liver. your intestines. Literally command them all to drink in this color, this beautiful orange, nourishing color. Breathe deep and relax your body and know that it is happening. You do just have to think it and command it. I receive the goodness from the chi, the great life force of the Mother Earth. I receive it into my body, into my organs. I drink it in. Name your organs because they have intelligence. My spleen, my pancreas, my liver. Breathing into the organ and seeing it in your mind's eye. Drinking in that light, that color orange. Now come up and feel your solar plexus just there where your ribs come in. And again, just notice your body and your breathing. Know that you have those colors now set up. It's like somebody who has set up a channel now for you to receive the red, the orange, and now we come to the gold. And these are the nourishing colors. These are the centers that support your heart, that give you power, that ground you, help you stay connected to the earth. Stay in your body. Be really present to experience and love your own life. So now you might find yourself stretching a bit or needing to just give it a little massage in there where the rib cage meets together so that you can really feel that solar plexus, very important center when it comes to personal power. Feel yourself breathing in and expanding that center. Send your love to the earth, to all the beings in all the realms. Coming right up there and bringing all that energy into the solar plexus. Golden light radiates out. And your spirit resides here in this solar plexus center. When you bring it here, it will reside there. It will hold that position and support your heart. I draw in the power of the sun. I breathe it into my body and I see it as golden and expanding within me. So that now, as you feel the golden solar presence, feel yourself sending out the love. Breathing in, relaxing. And filling this whole part of your body up with golden light and expanding that sun as though it is the sun radiant within you as far as you can stretch in your mind's eye. Feel that sun and feel it feeding. Your heart and your lungs are receiving some of that. Your stomach, your liver is receiving some of that because, of course, the chakra, they overlap. They're not just, that one ends. No, they are melding together. They are merging. They are aligning. They are working together. Just have a little check-in and see how you feel. Have a little stretch. Stretch your body. Feel yourself really love your body. Let it stretch. Let it feel its expansion. Remembering there's intelligence that is interfacing with your higher self intelligence. And your body may be saying things to you, so listen well. This is all part of you building spiritual muscle. You have to start with the state of your own instrument, your own vessel. So your purpose in life upon the earth is, of course, to grow stronger. Stronger in what way? Well, in love and in light. We're not talking about any other kind of strength that might be understood by the word muscle or power. We're talking about inner strength. What is inner strength? What else do you need to build in order to be able to transmit the energy, the love, divine? That's right. It was right there in that word love. How do you strengthen the ability to love? What is love? Let us just literally trust the heart in this. And again, this is part of your muscle to come into your heart. Breathe into your heart. Maybe put your hands over your heart and really listen. Sometimes you get little pains, and it's sometimes good to just press the pressure points that are all around the chest there. For women, just above the breasts. For men, they go a little further down. And you can feel them because they are painful. There is a kind of bruisey feeling. But that is, in that sense, the energy that needs to move. So when you use the acupressure, you will be able to feel all that energy moving, flowing. Breathing now, coming up into the heart center. And it's so important to honor the pain, the grief, bereavement and loss, all that has been experienced by your heart. It's very important not to pretend it's not there. Pretense is the worst thing for the heart. And sometimes speaking the truth is very, very challenging. But again, this is the development of your spiritual muscle. So I would like you to think of any situation in your life which you would like to change. And feel within you what part of you it is that needs to change in order for harmony to come. And if you believe it's only perhaps the other person who needs to change, I want you to kind of put that down and come back home to you. Everything in your life is designed for you to change. It may well change others, but your focus is on you. You'll find that if you have confrontations or difficulties, beloved, every time you determine to come back to the love, to the connection divine, every time you allow yourself to surrender, to be led by that divine within you, you will want, first of all, to reclaim yourself, to come back to your center, to be fully present in the love for you. And as you come back inside, you will find your power grow, and that vision that you have of the way in which you wish to change, it will just flow from you with the help of your higher self and all your guides and helpers. So just spend a moment kind of reconnoitering within your heart center what it is that you need at this time. Trusting that just by mentioning it, you are opening doors. Now we have been working together We have all the 3 lower centers expanded, and I want you to feel how inside your heart really it's quite quiet. Your heart, well, it is dealing with a lot, shall we say, so much. So we come gently into the heart. When we talk about muscle, we're talking about those big root and hara and solar plexus centers. They're power centers. They emit heat. They flow. There's a lot of power that comes, and it supports the heart. When it comes to the heart itself, go gently. Understand that the warrior is standing around the heart, the strengths of the muscles that you have built so far. That is where we put the focus to increase that strength, as it were, of the protection around the heart, and to build it in such a way that it is see-through and transparent, leaving no room for doubt. And then just feel yourself now coming to your heart again and allowing it to expand, as though when you lay down or relax your body, your heart just opens all of its own accord. Feel it inside yourself. Perhaps visualize it. Enjoy that basket making, that basket of connection between the lower centers that are holding and empowering and feeding. There's, if you like, it's the basket of abundance, of great, of all the fruits, of all the powers that you are, that is offered to the heart. And there's no pressure. The heart just reaches in and takes what it needs of that faith, that confidence that you are building, and expands completely naturally and is fed and nourished. And feel that expansion and that relaxation. So this kind of exercise, this kind of muscle building, it's very relaxed. Notice your third eye right now. It has been seeing a lot of what I've been saying. And now we're just going to open the throat and feel the heart as a beautiful green with gold at the edges emanation coming from nature into your heart. That flows the beautiful goddess, God love from nature, from up above, from the solar lords and the divine creator beings, light that flows into you and dissolves all kinds of memories you no longer need. Relax, rest, allow. Let your mind be empty other than for the mantras and the commands. I receive all the light from the source of my being, from the divine love source that I am. I drink in this light to fill my mind, my eyes, my ears. I give thanks. Very relaxed, very open. And now coming to the throat center, because we want to make some sound now. We're coming close to the manifestation. You understand that the organs around your heart that are being nourished by this green and gold presence from the solar plexus and heart, they are obviously your heart, your lungs. Also, your larynx, which is connected both to your heart and your lungs. And now we're coming to the voice. So we're going to allow all of you to speak through your voice. So we have been, in a sense, sounding downwards into all your centers, your chakras. Now, take some nice deep breaths and relax and bring in your mind's eye each center up into, you could say, into your throat or into expression. You don't have to speak words, but make the sound. We're going to start with the heart, and we're going to go down through these centers, connecting with your throat. And we'll find your own note. You don't have to find the note that I find, and it's gentle in the heart. We'll find a gentle sound. That means love. Sending the love out into the world to the places and people that need it most. All it needs is your determination, your mental power and acuity, and your stamina to stay connected with your intention. Coming up to your third eye, you've been using it this whole time to build your spiritual muscle. And this third eye, when you do this work, it becomes very strong and serves you in other ways, additional ways. So as you feel your third eye, you realize, oh yes, it's very connected. I feel it because you've been using it so much. Feel yourself bringing the blue color, blue and violet and indigo, which are all emanating from your head centers, head chakras. And just notice how you feel at this point. And feel now a ray of beautiful, maybe silver or golden light that is emanating from within your third eye, from within the pituitary gland. And feel yourself listening, relaxing your body completely, and watching as well as listening, as though there's a screen in front of you, and enjoy focusing on it. And feel these colors, blue, big blue orb all around your head, interfacing with the big green orb of your heart. Feel these beautiful colors nourishing your body, all your organs here at your throat, the larynx, the vocal cords, the throat, and your ears. Around your third eye, your physical eyes, also connected to your ears, your brain in general, the whole of the brain function. And now focus, lastly, on your crown center. And of course, you understand with all that you've done so far and all the expansion of your chakras, what you have been doing is directing your light body. This is the beginning of your spiritual muscle. And as you open, consciously open your crown center in your mind's eye, see it like a big satellite dish that's open to the heavens, to the light of the cosmic central sun. It's there to receive those emissions. Feel yourself visualizing it, seeing and feeling it. You are this crown center presence. You are. And feel yourself now occupying your mind with some affirmations. Because the mind is working through all that we have just said, is boosting all your organs through your endocrine system, through your chakras. I am the living spirit within. I am the living breath that is the living spirit within. I call upon myself to awaken and occupy all of this light body that I have expanded, and to bring in all my love, to empower my being, to bring healing and light to all here upon this earth. The commands of your mind are very important and part of this mastery of your light body. Every thought form has a form of light or dark or a mixture. So notice your thought forms. Choose the very best ones for your affirmations according to your situation. I am courageous. I am unafraid of going into crowds. I'm unafraid of standing up. I am courageous. I can stand up to speak my truth. I allow all fear to just drain away out of my body, and I fill myself up with this earth power energy of love, of light, of light. I am the living spirit of abundance. Everything I need comes to me with the greatest of ease in the beauty way. Feel how you are now. It is so simple, is it not, beloved? You would never feed your body poison unless you wanted to die. You would never harm your emotional body with negative statements or beliefs. It just happens through a lack of presence and awareness, which is all part of the muscle and part of the decision. So if you would never poison your body, nor knowingly poison your emotions, nor normally your mind, then mind your thoughts. Understand that they are powerful, and they are very much part of you building the muscle, the spiritual muscle, by monitoring your thoughts and knowing sometimes they are valid and there needs to be a big discharge of anger or pain or suffering. Before you can be that clear vessel. But nevertheless, when you work on yourself, when you build the spiritual muscle, all of these old conditions disappear. Oh, just coming back to relaxing now and feeling what is coming through that crown center. Of course, we know that the brain itself is there. Around those two top centers, so much potential within the light body to come forward and inspire, to bring the divine vision of creation, of the beautiful golden age that is coming. But also you might find yourself holding some pain and negativity. It is very important for you to understand that part of the spiritual muscle exercise, if you like, is also giving. And you don't think, oh, well, that's just in my dreams, that doesn't mean anything. No, it means a great deal. When you have applied yourself and come in, and you are in that sense embodying your divine self, everything you think, every command you make, until you really do cancel it and you say, no, that was a mistake, I didn't mean that. Or some kind of statement into your consciousness that's from you to you, then you can change it. So I would like you all now to come back in. Maybe there's one of you here, 2, 3, 4, or maybe more coming in the future. Just come back in and see if you have any questions you wish to ask me today about what we have done together, and any other questions you might have today that I may help you with. Blessings and peace.
Blessings and peace. Sandra says, lovely to see you. Chung Fu, did I do a second initiation in Egypt?
A second one. You had quite a few, dear one. But yes, you did do a second one in Egypt. Peace. You recognize some of what the vehicle Son Jerome was putting forward, some of the wonderful images, did you? I'm sure you did.
Blackbird, I have a question. What about if you are consistently angry and you have almost tried everything to control your anger, but still after 32 years, your anger is still there?
That's because you haven't found your fear, beloved. Your anger is sitting like a big rock over a very dark place where there sits one who is terrified. Being enclosed and unable to speak, he gets more and more angry. And the more attempts, futile attempts there are to move the rock, the anger, the more you try to get rid of it or control it or suppress it or somehow do away with it, the more desperate the place inside feels because you are not understanding the true nature of your being. Anger is a power. It is a very special energy that's created to protect you because nobody comes near you, and I'm sure that's one of the problems. When you are uncontrollably angry, it makes everybody else afraid. But there's the clue. You make them afraid because you are fear itself expressed in that way. And so the resonance is that of fear. And also when you have that anger, you kind of become a bit disillusioned with yourself. You don't like yourself. You have got then more layers to deal with. And it's hard. I think that I would say to you, come and see me. Or, if you're not anywhere near, have a session online, because we will find what is underneath that anger. The clue is not the anger.
If you do want to have a session, you can email Sophie. That's sophie.deepconnection@gmail.com. SOPHIE.deepconnection@gmail.com. So do come forward if you would like to see Chung Fu in person.
There's never, it's always possible. There's never an impasse forever. It will be, some deep work. I was going to say just before recommending that we work together that you do some martial arts or some physical release. You actually move your body with some sound. You can do fire ceremony as well with a drum and, really make sound and tune into this center here. Peace.
Shungite can help as well.
Shungite is wonderful. You still need to express though.
I get angry all the time. Don't I, Chung Fu?
I would not quite say it like that. I would say that you experience anger and you move it a lot of the time. Because you see, you're in a situation upon the earth that is very much proliferating anger. I think you must say that. And proliferating fear. And proliferating the feeling of impotence and frustration. And that is part of the spiritual journey at the moment. That you're pushed to the extreme of some of the experiences you're already happening until they become intolerable, and you do indeed have to change. Peace.
Yeah, anger's a big one, isn't it? Whew. So, got one more here, I think, question. Blackbird says thank you so much. You're very welcome. Yeah, if people do want to come forward to seek a one-to-one with Chung Fu, do just give Sophie an email, sophie.deepconnection@gmail.com. Okay. Josh Nedlinger. Do you know if the Hathors in Egypt were from another planet? I think Chung Fu mentioned to be once.
They're from Sirius, beloved. The Hathors, they manifested here upon the earth from Sirius. There was a whole epoch. They were creator beings. Many called them gods and goddesses in many senses. They are, in that sense, in that frequency. Peace.
He says he's heard Sirius is semi-aquatic in their being nature. Yeah, but that's it.
Well, we can say humans are semi-aquatic. I think they mean it in that sense that they're very much water bodies. Peace.
Oh, he's written, blessings, Chung Fu. Could you please offer insight on the half-human, half-fish people that's depicted in hieroglypha of those were, if those were the Hathors from Sirius, and if the being known as Enki was one of them?
So Enki is Anunnaki, and they are all part from and Anunnaki are more from the Nibiru. So the whole of the pantheon of the one can say the cosmic story, if you like, of the gods and goddesses that are remembered in the ancient memories of beings to this day. The fish beings, or the fish human beings, they are a race unto themselves, but they do emanate from both of those constellations, both Nibiru, which is a very a much higher frequency and moves in a different way through the system, through the cosmos, as you might say. It's got a different rhythm than most of the constellations. The Syrian beings and that whole constellation is much more accessible, and there is a rhythm, a different rhythm than with Nibiru, of them coming very close to the earth, and this is what has happened when the Hathor manifested themselves onto the earth plane. The fish human beings are also coming forward within that constellation, and they are, you could say, expressing the the will of those deities. They're not slaves or servants, but they are expressing the will to creation. They are creator beings coming forward with the deities. Peace. I hope that helps you.
Peace. Deborah, my friend Yoka Paulison is having a lot of problems with her memory. Could you briefly say why this is happening and what might help? Thank you.
Could you speak the name again, please, beloved?
Yoka Paulison, Pauleson. Yoka,
Thank you.
Lyoka, Paulison.
And can we have, please, the age of this being and any other symptoms that they are experiencing? And then I will come forward. I'm checking.
Yeah, maybe you could write that in, Deborah. That would be great. So Sacred Moon Emergence asks, what is a visual we could do to support the easing of the war conflicts around the world?
Beloved, I would like to say to you that although this has come into the common view and is stimulating a lot of anger, a lot of fear, a lot of pain and hardship, that this is happening all over the world. And you, I'm sure, realize that, and perhaps that is the nature of your question as to how you can bring peace all over the world. Peace is coming all over the world, but right now you're in the worst time, you could say, just before. Sometimes we say it's it's just before the calm, the storm gets worse, and you have to understand that this is going to be the case for some time. Why? Well, because there's a lot being cleared from the earth, from the whole of the earth. So you could say that, unfortunately, this is one way that human souls decide to leave, because anybody who goes forward to fight in a war knows very well that they have a chance to die. They know that. So there is a lot to do here with beings who choose to live life on the edge, to dance with death, to in a sense challenge almost their own destinies as they go forward in, unfortunately, extremely violent situations where in fact they have little chance of survival. So yes, how do you mitigate against it? How do you help? Well, I'm sure you know the answer. There's only really one answer, but that answer can be manifest all the way to actual presence. So it can be distant healing, distant love, sending love, visualizing the particular area with a group of people, because it's a group energy you are in fact attuning to. There are a lot of beings in the places where the suffering is happening, identifying a place of suffering, hardship, war, conflict, and then focusing on it, not just once, but choosing, for example, to do that for every day for a whole week or for 2 weeks. So it is the repetition. It's the fact that you're coming back. You called the angels the day before. You said, can you go there? And that's another thing you don't think of sometimes. You don't think you have to kind of show the angels where to go. You don't think you have to give a command to your guides and helpers to please go and help. Take my energy. Give it to them. Here's you can do it with parcels of food, and that's something you can also do, of course, or money or gifts. But it's equally powerful when you do it from your heart, your gift of love. But you have to hold the space more. Whereas in the other form, you got lorries going there, vehicles, you know the way it's going to be got to them. When you are meditating and you are sending powerful light energy to bring peace, calm, and healing to minds, hearts, and souls, it's equally detailed and demanding. It's going to go from you to them with as much power as you give it. So your intention, your desire to help, you might have a picture, something that represents that situation, and you're just pouring this divine love in as light. And you don't have to worry from that point, because that will be interpreted and turned into whatever is needed. in that way, in that place for those people. Peace, dear one.
Peace. Durable. She is 60-ish. Don't know exact age. She is leaving her body often and feeling very unstable. She has no memory of many recent experiences, meeting people, etc. That'll be the last question today.
Peace, beloved. So, the first thing I can say to you is that there are some beings around her. So I want to know really what is her consciousness about spirit, about beings, astral beings. What's happening is she's got something that has really shocked her, and it can be the situation in the world. It's been going on for a long time. There's been some isolation. There's not been much need for her to come into her body and communicate. And so she has gone to a position of overview, which is too beyond the mind, you could say, for the human experience, and she hasn't brought herself back. So this is something that you could do with her if she's willing, is to practice walking back to the earth. Imagine it. Imagine that she's on another planet. I mean, it's obviously not completely like that, but on one level it is. She's in another frequency. She doesn't actually want to be on the earth right now. It's something has deeply shocked her, and she would discover that as she starts to walk back. So you say to her, beloved, I'm with you. Feel me with you where you are. You don't have to describe where she is. She knows somewhere, but don't worry about it. Just say, feel me with you where you are. From where you are, look at the earth and tell me what you see. It doesn't have to be anything accurate. It doesn't have to be anything specific, but just get her mind to look at the earth and to say something. It's dark, or, oh, it frightens me, whatever it is she might say. And you go from there and you encourage her to come back to where her body is. So you say to her, for example, can you see your body on the earth? Can you see it? Can you see where it is? All right, let's walk back to your body now. Tell me what you see around you as we go back there. She might see stars, she might see cosmos, she might feel very much in another dimension. You just keep telling her. I really want you to imagine yourself walking back to your body. That's all you have to do, and tell me where you're walking and what it looks like and what it feels like underfoot. And I want you to keep breathing and just keep moving, keep moving. I'm here. And really imagine that is literally what's happening. She's coming back because she's been away. She's been away because she doesn't really want to tune into it. And there's been some isolation. She's forgotten how to communicate certain things, especially at this depth. And you ask her questions about her body, so can you see your body now? What are you wearing? Can you see what you're wearing? Oh, good. All right, let's keep going. Let's get right inside your body. I think that's what you need to do, isn't it, Yoko? Come right inside your body. Would you like to go inside? No, I don't want to get in my body. No, I don't. All right, so what are you feeling? What's happened? And you find out why she ejected from her body. Because she will tell you, but you have to go gently, obviously. I hope that's helped you a bit, dear one. It's work that you can certainly do and help her. But that mind, you see, it is again the muscle. We were saying today, it's what happens when it goes into another mode of itself and it goes into the spirit world. But it is operational, but it's not communicating with the brain. Because that is a brain condition. Peace, beloved.
Peace, Chung Fu. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope that Q&A serves everybody.
And isn't it wonderful to see Jerome, who has been away? You have been to Egypt, have you not, Jerome?
Yes, I've been to the sacred temples of Egypt.
And you're going to create a beautiful something visual for everyone to see.
I am.
Yes,
Yes.
as I've heard this, that he's going to create something, a movie, a film, something about his journey. I think that will be wonderful.
Yeah, we'll share the love with everybody, absolutely.
Peace, dear ones. Thank you so much for working with me today. Remember, every bit of work that anybody does on this level, every bit of spiritual muscle that you gain benefits everybody around you. Every time you lift your frequency, you benefit the whole earth and all of humanity, as well as all your ancestors and the progeny coming after you. We give thanks today to all guides and helpers, family relations, ancestors, ascended ancestors, council of the light. We give thanks to angelic and archangelic beings, and we give thanks to all the deities who come forward showing themselves to work with you and walk with you. And give thanks for all their gifts, blessings, powers, and qualities within your life. We give thanks for the overlighting protection, the love and blessings, the peace, grace, beauty, the power, strength, wisdom, inspiration, healing, compassion of the all-in-one, divine presence deep within each and every one. As you go forward in your lives, may the living spirit that is within all things come forward each day to illuminate your being, to fill your mind with the power of light and positivity, love, and deep soul connection, to bring to your heart and to your body peace and love, harmony, abundance, joy, courage, confidence, stamina, and deep understanding which is beyond the mind. Blessings and peace, dear ones. Blessings and peace. Thank you, Gerald.
Peace, blessings. And thank you everyone for coming to be with us. And we'll see you again.
Tari